Hello and welcome to Enjoying Family Life. I'm excited to be meeting with such a well-regarded female Hollywood television producer and screenwriter today. Caryn P. is going to join us. And for those of you who don't know her, you would, I'm sure, recognize some of her work, most recently in Netflix's Country Comfort, which we'll be focusing on today, but also in television shows such as Young and Hungry, What I Like About You, Happily Divorced, The Nanny, as well as the movie Miss Congeniality. Today, I'm also joined by my daughter, Samantha, from the Sammy and Georgie show. And she loves writing too.
I loved watching Country Comfort because I used to live in Nashville and it was so fun. Recently, I interviewed a kid actor from the show, Shiloh Wirko. She was such a sweetheart, super down to earth, and just like a regular kid, but incredibly talented. Today, it's really inspiring to be a female screenwriter and television/movie producer. I'm excited to get to ask Caryn P. some questions too. I think it's really cool and inspiring that she produced and wrote an entire television show and it is based on Nashville. I think it relates to a lot of people.
Hi, good to meet you.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
You're
Well,
Teresa.
I'm Teresa. This is Samantha.
Hi, Samantha. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So we are big fans of Country Comfort, and we've been looking up all of your other work. So we just wanted to ask some questions, and we look forward to learning from you.
Well, first of all, thank you. I'm glad you're watching the show, and I'm glad you like it.
Absolutely.
Wait, how old are you, Samantha?
I'm 11.
Okay, you like it at 11.
Yeah, we were
Great.
watching Fuller House and we finished all of them. And then we saw this and it just kind of had a similar tone and, is like kid-friendly, family-friendly, young, but like not too young. So
Great. Well, that's what we're going for. So fantastic.
yeah. So first, I wondered, what was your overall inspiration for the show? It reminded me some of your previous work in The Nanny. I was like catching up on my Nanny episodes today. And was that an inspiration at all?
Well, it's really funny because when I was thinking of the show, I was thinking more like The Sound of Music. And I was thinking more, originally I was thinking a family show with music. That's all I wanted to do because I love family and I love music. So I put those together, and in creating the characters, I had this great family, and I thought they were going to be a family of singers and performers. And then I thought, but there wasn't really a problem. Everything was so fine. They were just this family. And so I thought, what if their mother sang with them and then they lost their mother? And in doing that, it turned into a little bit similar to The Nanny because it's really very much like The Sound of Music. So we call it like The Sound of Music country style.
Yeah, I like that.
Can you share your inspiration for any specific scenes?
Wow, there's so many. It's funny, the one that comes to mind is the one with the horse at the end, one of the last episodes where the horse got sick. Do you remember that episode? I remember seeing a movie a very long time ago. I'm searching for the name of it right now, but it was a beautiful story, and then the horse got sick, and the people loved the horse so much and stayed with the horse all night. It had such an impact on me, that scene. And I realized, oh, that's such a beautiful way to bring a family together when they love their animals, and especially on a farm, they love their horses. And that obviously is what brought Bailey back.
Nice.
Because the kids were upset about the horse. So it all gets back to emotions and love and feelings for family. And that's where that one came from.
Well, and
the musical came from just, I love music, and country music is something that is newer to me. I grew up with, you won't know, Samantha, and you won't know either, Teresa, because you're both so young, but I grew up with music like Judy Garland. I mean, even she was too early for me, but Ella Fitzgerald and all those old singers that my dad loved. And then country music is new to me, but the old country music, the classic, is what I love. And you could see it in the show. Like, probably, Samantha, you've never heard of a lot of those songs that were back there, like, Johnny Cash and Tammy Wynette and all those kind of songs, but that's what I love.
Yeah, she's a little newer to that, but we've taken her to the Johnny Cash Museum in Nashville when we visited. So she's kind of,
Oh, awesome.
yeah, she's a little familiar. Um, yeah, we
That's
were going to
cool.
ask about specific music inspirations, but you kind of covered that some. But emotion you were talking about, and I was moved to tears by the last episode. It's just such a nice moment at the end. And I saw that Leanne Rimes even mentioned that she was too on her Twitter. What was it like building the emotional arc of the story and working towards that?
That was from day one. I knew how it was going to end. I mean, I knew what the arc was going to be, and I knew that they were going to build to try to help Bailey become the singer that she really wanted to be. And I knew that Boone was going to leave her. I mean, I knew this all at the beginning. So we had to build all these layers. She had to get back with Boone, then Boone had to hurt her, and then she was not going to do it. And the family had to save her. It's all about, she kind of came into their lives and really saved them, but they ultimately saved her as well. So it was kind of like that kind of thing. And at the end, that song, when we were picking songs, the writers and myself were picking songs, someone had mentioned that song for another episode. And I love the word so much. And there was a point at which it said that led me straight to you. And I asked someone in the room, I said, is it straight to you or back to you? Because it was led me back to you. I knew I couldn't use the song, but if it led me straight to you, the song worked for her boyfriend and it worked for this family. So, and I love that song. It's such a passion. As you say, it brings you to tears. The song already brings you to tears, but with the storyline, it was, I think, really moving.
Was there songwriting involved? Or, I mean, because I know you said you used a lot of music that, like legendary country music, but did you have to write songs also for it?
There were a few songs that were original songs that we have a music person with us, and she would give me a list of songs, and I would listen to songs all the time from artists that haven't really made it big yet. She has lists of people who record songs and she has access to them, but they haven't really made it big yet. So I would listen to songs constantly. And so even the song in, like, I think it's episode 2, Right Kind of Trouble, which Kat sang on Kelly Clarkson. That was one of those songs in that group. And some of the songs are so good and they just haven't had an audience yet. So that was fun too.
When we interviewed Shiloh Verico, she mentioned that you taught her about Tootsie's and some of the landmarks in Nashville. I've actually been to Tootsie's in Nashville and I've seen music there, so I enjoyed that part of the script. What was it like working with a wonderful young cast of actors, and did you play a role in selecting who would play each part?
Say that last part again. I'm not hearing you completely. That last part again?
What was it like working with a wonderful young cast of actors, and did you play a role in selecting who would play each part?
I did, and it was amazing. I was so impressed with all these kids. First of all, their talent is amazing. You've seen them. They can all sing, they all play instruments. But aside from that, they are such kind, good kids, all of them. They're so nice to each other and they work so hard. I mean, if I were a parent, I would wish to have these kids. They were so good and they just had such big hearts and they were all supportive of each other. There was none of that ego stuff that you see sometimes, and they just all loved each other. And Kat and Eddie, I think, were really, really good examples of how to be professional and also how to be fun, because they work so hard, all of them. It's the kids, some of the kids hadn't done a sitcom. Most of them hadn't. And they learned a lot, from Kat and Eddie, I think, too.
And she mentioned the research with Tootsie's and helping the actors learn more about Nashville. Did you need to do research about Nashville as well? Or, were you already kind of like familiar with a lot of the things that went into the script for country music and things like that?
I was in Nashville, not for this, but a while back, and went all over Nashville. I love Nashville. That's my extent of knowing Nashville. We had a wonderful writer on the show named Julia. She's from South Carolina, and she was so helpful with the South and was so helpful with the feelings of the people in the South, the families of the South. So we depended a lot on Julia for the feelings of the South. Our music guy lives in Nashville, so he was wonderful. His name's Tim, and he's the one who did all the music. He recorded it, he did everything. He's from Nashville, so he was really helpful. And we have some people on the staff from the South and on the crew, so everybody was really helpful.
How long does it take to develop, write, and shoot a television show?
Oh, that's a big question. And sometimes it's short, but generally it's very long. Like, I think I pitched this maybe 2 years ago. So it's a lot of time. We took a long time to start. We cast it. Fortunately, we got the cast, but we couldn't get a studio for a while. And then we started, and of course we had this, the COVID happened, and which was awful, obviously, for everybody, but we had to stop shooting for about, I think, 5 or 6 months before we went back. We did our first 4 episodes in front of a live audience, and which was fantastic. And then this happened, and then we came back, and everybody worked really hard, but it was a little tough, with that situation. But thank God everybody was okay, and Netflix did a wonderful job of taking care of everybody, and great medical people, and it worked out, thank goodness. But to answer to your question, it sometimes takes a long time.
Yeah. This show has some things in common also with one of my favorite childhood movies, Miss Congeniality, which you also wrote, in addition to the Nanny. Both have a female lead who kind of like doesn't have it all together, and who even like falls apart and finds strength by the end. And the Nanny as well, like they're strong female leads, also brunette. So I can always feel like I'm identifying with these characters. Is this a purposeful choice that you've made as a writer to work with this type of storyline? Are you like drawn to like that specific type of story?
It's funny, I don't think I intentionally do it, but because I am a woman and I am dark haired, no, I guess I'm drawn to that. I'm very drawn to flawed characters. I'm very drawn to family, because I have a wonderful family, thank God, and very blessed to have a great family. And so I love family shows, but I also love what you're saying. I love, I think all those characters did come from families, like that were similar to my family. So yeah, it's easier for me to write women, of course, because I am one.
Yeah.
During the writing, did you know whether there might be a season 2, or did you have to leave it open for that?
We always leave it open. We never know. And we just hope. But I did leave the ending so that it could go a couple of different ways. And I have ideas for different ways already to take it. But, we will wait and hope that enough people watch it and like it that we do get a season 2.
Yeah, we're hopeful too. What did your role look like as a showrunner, producer, and writer on a regular filming day?
You mean the details of what we do?
Yeah, like on an average day, what did it really look like?
Well, let's say when we start on Monday, for us, we always start with a table read, and that's what the script that we've written prior, the script we're going to do that whole week. It takes 1 week till Friday till we shoot it. So on Monday, we would read the script. All the actors would sit around a table prior to COVID. We would all sit in one room, and they would just perform the script, read it, and then we would hear it, myself and the writers and the network, and we would listen to what needs fixing, what didn't work. So we'll do a little fixing, and then on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, they actually run it through for us on stage. So the actors rehearse it on stage and do the script. So every day we're listening to it, and we're making changes all the way through Friday. When we were shooting live, we would make changes all the way through to Friday. Even when we're performing in front of the audience, if something wasn't working, I would go in and change the line, which the actors don't love, but they do it great.
Always revising and changing and
always.
That's great to.
Well, if you've done writing, and I think you said your daughter is learning to write or becoming a writer, yeah, you will see most of it is rewriting.
Good to know.
All the time.
Nice. Well, we certainly hope that there will be more like season 1. We really enjoyed it. And thank you so much for meeting with us today.
It was my honor, my pleasure. And thank you both. And good luck to you, Samantha, with your writing.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching. And
Yeah,
thanks for
thank
this
you.
interview. Very nice.
Absolutely. Bye.
All righty. Take care. Bye-bye.